it's probably a point that we really didn't want to start our tournament with. But it's again going by the nature of the match. It's turned out to be the talking point. I have with me Daksh. We all know that we are talking about the pitch here, Daksh. It's unfortunate that we'll be talking more about the pitch today rather than the performances. But that's how it's turned out to be. Are you surprised by the pitch that was dished out today?
No, if you see, Mihir, how the test match had happened like 3 months ago.
The South Africa one.
The South Africa test match here. And both teams barely lasted 2.5 days in over 4 innings. So I think it did not surprise me one bit to see this kind of track here in Nagpur again. This pitch, mind you, was reprimanded by the ICC. Who had turned it
and
a poor
it's
pitch.
Surprising that we are having such a pitch in an ICC tournament, right? I mean, shouldn't they have a say in it?
See, the thing is that, okay, I mean, you can say that New Zealand are not good players of spin in theory, but India have nullified one of their biggest strength, which is their batting, by choosing such a track. Now, you can argue that, this is an ICC event, and in an ICC event, it is ICC who supervises the pitch. However, host nations, it's an unwritten rule that host nations always have some sort of say. And by choosing such a pitch, India have committed a grave error of judgment, I would say.
Right, and it's something like when you say host nation, it's something like Australia and New Zealand choosing for fast and pacer-friendly wickets during their World Cup.
Yeah.
But that also explains perhaps now why Kane Williamson opted for the 3 spinners and not going with Trent Boult and the fast bowler. I mean, it was a decision that was really mulled upon and debated a lot before the match, but his stand now seems to be justified.
I think there was a bit of surprise when we saw there was no Trent Boult in the team, there was no Mitchell McClenaghan, and there was no Team Sodhi. 3 of the best bowlers that you can see in limited overs cricket in this day and age. But if you had seen the matches that had gone before in Nagpur, the associate nation matches, so you would have realized that this pitch is offering a little bit of turn, more than a little bit of turn actually, and the ground is very big. So even if somebody tries to hit a spinner, the ball is not going to go to the over the ropes. So and Mohammad Nabi, the Afghanistan spinner, was particularly successful. So if Kane Williamson had done a little bit of his homework, then he would have seen that spinners are doing good, and so let's take this bet with 3 spinners.
He certainly seemed to have done that, but you've seen Ish Sodhi in New Zealand. Was he as good back then, or the pitch made him look really good here?
No, I have to say that Ish Sodhi was made to look much bigger a threat than he actually is. His ball does turn. He's a leg spinner after all, but it doesn't turn drastically as it was, as we have seen.
I guess it's the same with Santner as well, yeah?
Santner, I would beg to differ. Santner is a better spinner. I have seen him in this Adelaide test match, the day and night test match, and he was quite effective. So I was not surprised by Santner's bowling, but Ish Sodhi's bowling has really surprised me.
We can go on talking about the pitch, about New Zealand spinners, but somewhere down the line we have to introspect, and some of our batsmen kind of failed, right? They played really poor shots. We can talk about Yuvraj's dismissal. Jadeja was clueless. Raina was not able to judge the pace at all. It's a long list there.
Right, we won't talk about the fact that India are not as good player of spin as they previously were. But let's analyze today's match. How many runs we required? More than a little more than run a ball. Okay, so if we had just played 120 singles probably, or 119 singles and one big shot, we would have won that match. And Dhoni and Kohli, to an extent, they showed that this could have been done.
It was playable.
Track. Yeah, it was playable. It was not unplayable track at all.
Right. So it's kind of put us in a very catch-22 scenario now. I mean, although we have got 4 more matches left in the group, or 3 more matches left in the group, it's too early, but we've kind of dug a hole for ourselves. It's a very tough job now on.
So Mihir, the fact is that every World Cup, football, cricket, whatsoever, has this proverbial group of death. And in this group 2 is that group of death. We have Australia, we have the unpredictable Pakistan, though we dominate them, but you never know. We have Bangladesh, who ran us close in Asia Cup. So this is the nature of the beast. If you lose one match and you are suddenly on the tenterhooks, India will have to produce their absolute best if they are to progress from this group now on.
Right. It's funny that we were called invincibles just a couple of hours back. But I guess one thing that perhaps Dhoni and the rest of the team would latch on to right now is the fact that New Zealand had 100% record against India.
Yeah.
India going to the next match have a 100% record against Pakistan now. Perhaps these are the little things that the team will have to hold on to. Hopefully. So we'll wait and watch how the match pans out, or the rest of the team recovers from this setback. Till then, keep watching the dugout.